Let's take a look now at obituaries brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Graveside funeral service for Linda Nivens, age 73, of Harpersville. That service will be this morning at 11 a.m. from Pleasant Ridge Cemetery in Donovan. Mrs. Nivens died October the 18th at Grandview Medical Center. Online condolences at curtissonsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral arrangements to be announced for Rachel Morris of Sylacauga. Those announcements to be made later today by Curtis & Son Funeral Home. Carolyn Duhart died on Tuesday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. In other obituary news this morning, Mr. Earl Hunt died on Sunday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. Mr. Russell Brown died this morning, last night. Curtis & Son Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. And Mr. Byron Parker also passed away last night. Curtis & Son Funeral Home will announce the funeral arrangements there as well. Funeral service for Cindy Leslie Moody, age 52, will be Friday at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Reverend Tommy Thornton officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Ms. Moody died October the 18th at her residence. Visitation is tonight, 5 till 7 at the funeral home. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Lucas Edwards, age 35, will be Saturday at 11 a.m. at the sanctuary on Highway 280 with the Reverend Freddie Edwards officiating. Visitation prior to the service, 10 until 11 at the church. The family will receive flowers or donation can be made to the sanctuary. Online condolences at curtissonsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Homegoing celebration and remembering the life of Mrs. Carolyn Cat Truss, age 58, of Talladega, will be Friday at 3 o'clock from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel with Pastor James Curry officiating. Interment in the Smith Chapel United Methodist Church Cemetery. Visitation is today, 2 till 7 at the funeral home. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Norma Lee Speak, age 89, of Alexander City, will be Friday at 11 o'clock from Russell Farm Baptist Church with the Reverend Ricky Culp officiating. Burial in the Russell Farms Baptist Church Cemetery. The family receiving friends tonight, 5 till 7 at the funeral home. Mrs. Speak died Sunday, October the 17th at Russell Medical Center and Radley Funeral Home directing. And funeral service, William Jones died October the 19th. Funeral arrangement to be announced by Community Funeral Home. Funeral service for Carolyn Ziegler will be 11 o'clock on Saturday at Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga. Burial in the Sylacauga Cemetery. Visitation is Friday from 1 until 7. Also, funeral service for Elijah Kendrick. It will be 1 o'clock Saturday, October 23rd at Community Funeral Home Chapel with burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation on Friday, 1 until 7 o'clock. And funeral service for Cedric Glenn will be Saturday at 1 p.m. That at Mount Home Baptist Church in Sycamore with burial in the Harper Spring Baptist Church Cemetery in Sylacauga. Visitation on Friday from 1 until 7. Community Funeral Home directing. And Terry Calhoun of Alpine died October 20th. Funeral arrangement to be announced by Community Funeral Home. Mariama Corman, age 33, died October 20th. Community Funeral Home announcing those arrangements. That is a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.